high desert as well. And it's called the Gym, right?
Yep.
The Gym HD.
Yep.
Okay. So tell us a little bit how you fell into that.
So, well, that'd be a deep hole to fall into, but basically out of high school, I started a landscaping company with one of my uncles that was a police officer.
Okay.
So I moved down to Orange County, started doing that. Also got a job at the 99-cent store. Over a period of time, I ended up moving back to the high desert and I was working at the glass factory up there. And I got my real estate license at a young age and started, hustling like that, got into lending. I did really good. I didn't know how to manage my money, but I knew how to make money. And I thought, well, I didn't understand, like, this is easy. Like, I'm making this money, and why didn't my parents do this? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, why is this so hard? So for them, but long story short, I saved up some money, and I told myself when I had a certain amount of money in my bank account that I would quit that job and then go full time into the lending and real estate. And this is back in, like, I don't know, 2003 or something like that. Okay. So it was coming into the really good market, and I did it. So I started doing it full time, did great. And then 2007, I was in a major accident. I've been airlifted 3 times. This was my second airlift. I was in a major accident, head injury. By the time I was able to go back to work, it was 2008.
Wow.
Well, I have a grandma that's still alive today. She's like 103, I think. And back then, she's
still alive.
Yeah, still alive.
Wow.
Yeah, and back then, so whatever that makes her in her 80s or something, she was. I thought she was a little bit crazy, but come to find out, she's not. She was always telling me, "Jakey, save your money, save your money. The banks are going to close." And I'm sitting here like, "Grandma, you don't understand. Like, the banks aren't going to close. Like, you should see the money that they're making. Like, I don't see that happening." Sure enough, first bank that closed was somebody that worked in our office. Her husband was the CFO of New Century Mortgage, which if you watch the documentary, The Big Short, it'll all lay out the whole plan. Yeah. So by the time I was able to go back, it was 2008, and the banks were closed. So that business was dead for me. So then I told myself that the next venture I get into is going to have a residual income attached to it. So I got into marketing. I started a small marketing company, did great with it. Long story short, I met at the time they were World Gyms. I met the old owner. Okay. Built a friendship with him. He wanted out of the business. It was pretty much failing. Met my partner, which was also a fitness manager at 24. We ended up putting the deal together, purchasing them, going in on it.
Was this just one World Gym or the entire?
Well, it was, I call it one. It was 2, but one was like a small.
And were they both at the high desert?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we built a new gym. It ended up like 2015. We got recognized for like nicest gym in America, all kinds of cool stuff like that. Yeah. And then fast forward, we ended up World Gym started getting really corporate with us, and we're not about that. Yeah. So what we did is when they started getting corporate with us, we teamed up with some other World Gym owners. My partner and I came up with the brand, the logo, did all that stuff, went and presented it to them. So we left World Gym and then started the gym. And now we have 7 locations on the brand. We're doing a huge licensing push. Now that me and my partner don't have to babysit the day-to-day so much. Yeah. So now we're working on licensing the brand. We're going to push it across the United States. We'll have another one here in Florida, I would say, within the next 60 to 90 days. Nice. And we're launching the new website and all that stuff that's really focused on showing our history with the brand, which is really unique. Is George Jackson is our partner on the brand. He owns the gym in San Diego, Vista, Chula Vista, and Mesa. And he used to be he used to be the CFO for Gold's Gym International. Okay. Which Gold's Gym International was it's what started, how would you want to call it, commercial fitness. Mm-hmm. Gold's Gym is where it really started. So the guy that took it from one location to like 600 locations is Pete Grimkowski. He's a friend of ours. So our brand has a lot of ties into the original history between George and his gym in Pacific Beach and all that stuff. So now what we're doing is we're really highlighting the history of the brand and how we're woven into the DNA of American bodybuilding. Okay. So, and then also, no corporate control. We're doing licensing. We're not doing franchising. So franchising, you have to deal with the feds, which clearly I don't like. And then, you dictate how people run their business. And in reality, nobody wants to be told how to run their business.
Yeah.
Because they could take what you do and make it a little bit better. Yeah. You know what I mean? So.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Because I remember too right now that you mentioned about Gold's Gym, because I'm a 90s baby, so I remember Gold's Gym everywhere. I remember it being more popular than 24-hour fitness.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember I grew up out in Las Vegas. They were everywhere in Vegas. Everywhere.
Oh yeah. So Pete Grimkowski actually lives in the community that I live in. He's the one that I was telling you that did that. He took it into Hollywood. He took it into all the WWE, all the stores when everybody was wearing Gold's Gym, buying it at Target, Walmart, Kmart, all that stuff. He's the guy that did that.
Nice.
So we have his backing basically, and we're kind of running his playbook in a way with a modern approach to it that we think would be better. And I actually was sitting down with him yesterday in my office, and he was like blown away. He's like, man, if I had like what you have right here when I started this in the 70s, it'd be a whole nother level.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I remember the first time I follow a few people that they work out there in the gym in San Diego. And that was the first time I actually heard of the name, the gym. And then from there, eventually I heard the gym, out here in the high desert. I was like, okay, cool. And then it was cool how eventually, when one of my buddies is like, oh yeah, I know the owner from HD, which is you. And I'm like, oh wow, that's cool. So it's such a small world, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Such a small world, man. So, and then I understand you are married as well, right?
We're getting married this August, but engaged, yeah.
All right, so you're engaged, all right. And then how did you guys meet, in the same room?
It's funny because I always make a joke about it when people ask that. I say that she came with the gym. So when we first got into the gym, her and her family were members, and she's always just like stayed loyal to the gym, and we became friends after a while. And then eventually I think I asked her to be an ambassador, like a brand ambassador. Okay. And then it just went from there. Nice.
All right. Well, that's good, man. That's good. And then I know you guys are in a few other business ventures. We'll kind of get into that if we can,
Yeah.
But I know that even together, you guys are in another business venture. Or do you want to kind of talk about that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, that's a big part of who we are. Yeah. Like it's fitness and finance for us. Yeah. And you want to go down the rabbit hole of why weren't we taught anything about fundamental finance in school?
Talk about it, man.
The system wants to intentionally keep us stupid, put our money in the bank, save your money in the bank, let the banks make all the money off of all of our money. And, but yeah, we have a financial services company. Yeah. It's American Freedom. And we hang our licenses with Primerica, which is the largest, financial marketing company in the United States. So there's a lot of pull there. And basically it's just undoing all the bad doing a little bit at a time with each family to help with their finances. And just for us alone, I've always been good at making money, but I've always been good at spending money too. So with what I've learned from just, putting myself around people that are very successful in the business, now I'm paying that forward to when we go to baby showers. Now we don't buy gifts. We give a check in the baby's name to start a UPMA account or, mutual fund or something like that. So that by the time the baby's 25, they're going to have money.
Nice.
So it's...
We're going to have another baby, man, and invite you to our baby shower, man.
Oh, man. Don't let that get out.
No, I'm joking.
Just kidding.
No, but that's awesome.